a little bit earlier. Hello everybody. Let me check the connections. I wanted to make sure that the connection is correct. The connection is correct. Let me see. Live, huh? Right. I want to say a little. Wait a second. Sorry for this. I'm. Whoops. Sorry about it. Yeah, happy to see it. It's working. Fantastic. Happy to be here with you. All right, let's gather around. Let's gather around. Yeah, good. Happy to be here with you. Turn a little bit light. Okay. Right. So another 6 minutes and we start. Anybody who arrived earlier, please be patient, be patient. It will be rewarded. I don't want to overpromise, but I do have some background behind me that I do learn a few languages, and this is as an example of German language where I wrote this booklet, and I want to share with you what are the methods, the ways I was using to learn the languages. So happy to be here. To hydrate. Just about 5 minutes to start. Now last time I had some technical difficulties with YouTube. That's funny is when I set up the event on the laptop on my channel, German with Rado Mir on my channel, I couldn't find it. It wasn't possible to find it in events, in lives, on my mobile phone. So on laptop was there, on mobile phone it was invisible. Don't know how it is possible. Today I set up, like for today's event, I set up on mobile phone and I see it on the laptop. So this should be working, of course. Obviously, they should be compatible. They should be workable between them. So this is how Google works, yeah, with Google Chrome and so on. So nothing, no offense to YouTube, to Google, but I couldn't do it. So last time just event didn't work, and I just started live, just on my channel live. You can see it. I'm sorry if you were waiting for this last week and the event disappeared, didn't start. It was misunderstanding of YouTube, looks like. I set it up beautifully on the laptop, with pictures and so on, and finally it didn't work. It didn't work on my mobile phone. So, and I'm transmitting now from mobile phone because it's just easier. The resolution, I hope, is good enough, is all right. So that's why I'm using mobile phone. Let me see the lights. Maybe I will just correct a little bit light. Will be a. Let me see. It's not exactly correct. It's not exactly better. or maybe add some artificial light. Yeah. Hope now it's better. Should be better. Should be better. Yeah. Should be better now. Yeah. Wow, whatever. It's like a little bit. This. Yeah. Yeah, it was light, it's shadows and lights, say you want. Anyway, happy to be here. This week I uploaded, I think, 1 or 2 videos about how to improve with attitude. It's towards learning the foreign language, being outside, being in the new country. I live in Germany. Now I record to you from Poland because I'm a lot of time in Poland. I'm native Polish, and but I decided to live in Germany, which is don't know if you know Germany, but it's a beautiful country. And Poland is also beautiful, but then in Germany is totally different. I live, for example, in winemaking areas, and it's just very nice. Closer to, it's like more like French parts, you know, views, let's say, landscape, like French, more like with vineyards and rivers and picturesque areas. So I'm happy. So and also in Germany there is a lot of opportunities. If you would like to develop your career on the international level, you can do it in the biggest economies, for sure, better than in smaller countries or a little bit smaller economies, like for example Poland is, because in biggest countries in the world or biggest economies in the world, like Germany is number 4 in the world. You have a multiple of international companies who are just working abroad, working in all over the world. So that's why Germany is. Germany is much easier or much more diverse in terms of opportunities for job development, for career development, and this was important for me, from migrating from Poland and trying my strength first in Austria, in Vienna, and later in Germany. And that's why we are here. All right. Hello. If you will be able, who is joining us? Waiting for everybody to join. 7 o'clock. So looks like the event is working on YouTube. I'm happy to see it. Last week was a little bit misunderstanding on YouTube. I set up the event on the laptop beautifully with pictures and description and so on. And then suddenly when I wanted to start the live on the mobile phone on the same account, German with Rado Mir, it just didn't work. It just didn't appear. I couldn't see the event. It wasn't planned. It wasn't in schedule. So then I started the event just live on the YouTube. You can find it. If you couldn't see it, it was my fault last week, or let's say it was misunderstanding I discovered in the last moment. And now the event is working, so happy to see it. Happy to see. Let's gather around. 7 o'clock. It's 7 o'clock p.m. now in Germany or in Central European time. If you are there, please write me. Where are you from? From which country are you from? I'm transmitting for you now from Poland, from Warsaw, from Poland. But I will be transmitting a lot also from Germany, and I did my first was in Germany, and because I live in Germany, mostly live in Germany, but I'm very often for business in Poland, in Warsaw mostly. I have a few businesses, and I'm also employed as a director in sales for a big company, so I'm active. Apart from languages. And maybe I'll mention a little bit about it today or tomorrow. Where are you from? Where are you? Tell me where are you from, or what languages are you attempting to do, because that's the language challenge. The language challenge is to take on the new language and start to learn new language. We can do it together. I call myself expert on this because in the last just few years I learned 2 languages to the communicative level. So, if you're in Germany, wenn bist du aus Deutschland, wir können auch auf Deutsch sprechen. Or maybe you're from a Spanish speaking country. Cuando estás de español o estás de América Latina, podemos también hablar español. Pero ahora, cuando queremos aprender un idioma nuevo, ¿por qué no? It's a challenge. So those German and Spanish I learned in just few years, and this is and I think I discovered on the way some shortcuts just to make it easier and to get the key is to get to the communicative level as soon as possible. I mean 6 months to 12 months maximum to communicative level. And let me give you the example, because now we have November, so 2nd of November 2025, 10 months already passed this year. And if you remember, maybe you had some New Year's resolution. What would you like to change in your life? When we promise ourselves in December, we all do it. I also do it. So when you had your New Year's resolution last December for the new year, we had already 10 months behind us. So if you did something, that's great. If not, look, 10 months already. If you would be using my method of learning new language, you could be, after 6 months, communicative in new language, and be 12 months. So another 2 months, and it can be 12 months, and you can be communicative level in your language. Take a challenge with me, and let's go together to learn the new language. I'm taking on French. I always wanted to learn French, and I have ideas how to do it. And I do have it because I wrote books about it. That's in Polish, but let's say in English. I wrote books about it, how to learn new languages. And this is what I'm on about now today also. I'm going to share, and this is the secrets. Those are secrets, which I'm going to share with you, which I discover on the way how to make the learning quicker and more effective. The secret is not a magic. It's more like learning the new language is more like focusing on the most important things. It's not like attending school and attending courses. Hello everybody, please write me, if you just joined me, please write me where are you from, and we're about to start just in a second. Where are you from and which language would you like to learn? It can be English, by the way. I do speak English, I hope it is understandable. I'm not English native speaker, but I consider it as a plus for somebody who wants to learn also English. English is a little bit another case of languages because 90% of the people speaking English in the world are not native speakers. Apart from United Kingdom, 63 million people, United States, 330 million people, which we have now less than 400, plus Australia, which is 40 million. So we have maybe New Zealand also. So we have actually 440, let's make it 450 million people speak native English. But look, having 7 or 8 billion people on the world, billions of people are speaking English or learning, at least learning English, and they are not native at all. It's different than with German or Spanish or Italian or Russian or so on. Those are languages mostly used in local countries area, like Latin America, or in Germany, Switzerland, Austria. But English is international. So actually, when you are taking on now to improve your English, it's nothing wrong to also teach and watch videos and watch people sharing their knowledge also from non-native speakers. Because in the world of business, in the world of science, of education, you will encounter mostly non-native English speakers, non-native business partners. So there's nothing wrong. Could you write me where are you from? From which country? I'm transmitting to you now from Warsaw in Poland. And mostly I will be sending the lives or videos from Germany, because I do live in Germany, in beautiful place. But I'm very often in businesses in Warsaw in Poland. I'm active in businesses, in real estate, and also in sales, full-time. And apart from this, I do learn languages. I like to learn languages, and I want to prove this, that it is possible with the family life, with the sport, with the full-time, with the business and traveling time, which is taking quite a big chunk of my monthly or my yearly time. It's still possible to learn. And we are going to touch this subject also today. We are going to do it also in coming weeks and weeks and weeks. 6 months to the communicative level, 12 months maximum. And you can get it. That's the challenge. That's the challenge. For me, that's the challenge in French, in language, to learn French. I've never speak French. I never learned French before. I was on the lesson, but it was ridiculous. I couldn't understand a thing, and I couldn't feel magic also. But the language is lovely, it's magical, so I wanted to learn it always. And so I never learned anything in French. I did learn before a little bit Spanish. That was more than half a year in Warsaw, and I totally failed at this. It was really 10 years ago or something. I attended the course in Warsaw and was wasting of time. I mean, I didn't learn anything there. I couldn't remember when I started to learn Spanish. Really 3.5 years ago, that was it was nothing I could use from this previous 10 years ago learning. Nothing, zero, because it just was so ineffective. That's why we're here. That's why I learned new language. I wrote a book about it, and that's in English. It's available on Amazon if you want to read it. It's really short, but really condensed. And we are going to step now into this subject. All right, everybody ready? Let's get started. So let's go to the subject, repeat the subjects, what we did last week. So we started the challenge with the languages, and last week I mentioned that in order to get to communicative level, we need to focus on speaking. Communication now, these days, are mostly speaking. It's not about writing, it's not about reading, because these days it's extremely easy to replace it. You just go to Google Chrome, the web browser, you just press the right button, translate the website, and the whole website is translated to you. You will receive the email in Spanish, Italian, Russian, Chinese even. You just press the button on Gmail and it will translate for you. It's just so easy, translate the written messages, and you can also reply, probably also in Chinese, using the translator in Mandarin. Yeah, but let's say on standard normal languages with Latin letters, you could see at least the letters, and normally the language would be maybe difficult, but now with the translation, with translator, is extremely easy. It's just really no more needed to learn the language to the communicative level with writing and reading. It's just so easy now to replace it. That's why we are here. Sorry, move a little bit light. Oh, now it's even worse. Sorry about it. Is it even worse? Oh my. Sorry about it. It's a lot of shadows now. Sorry about it. So that's why we are here. So reminding of what we learned last week. Communication is about the speaking, and this is what we are going to focus on, because if we want to if we want to learn the language to the communicative level, the communication will be with speaking. So that was one important thing. The second very important thing from last week was that actually speaking the language is not so diverse in vocabulary. Let me give you the example, which I mentioned last week, and based is really one of the key fundamentals why learning may be achievable for everybody. Each language, including German, have few hundred thousands of words. So the German language, for example, have 400,000 words. Even English language have at least 300,000 words. There may be even more than 500,000. Yes. Also Spanish, Russian, Polish. And then it sounds overwhelming. It sounds that it's an impossible task. But let's see. It's maybe not so impossible. Because let me give you some part of the chapter of the words. Let me read it. Let's say the chapter is communication is vocabulary. It is simple. To talk with someone, you need words. Even without polished grammar, we know basic word. We know that basic word we can at least get a message across. It really is that straightforward, and it's exactly where you should begin. It's true that every language on the earth has tens of thousands of words and 100,000 of words. That number can feel overwhelming. At first glance, yes, but relax. There is a method for handling this without drowning. Yeah, we don't want it. What matters most is that the most words appear far more than others. For example, we constantly use everyday words like bread, water, work, today, go, want, can, where, how much, while other words show up only occasionally, and some almost never in daily conversation. The language you need for life is built on the most frequent, reusable vocabulary. Researchers have calculated that on average, person in everyday life actively use only few thousand words. That means you don't need the whole dictionary to communicate. You need the core that actually carries most of the conversation. With just a couple of thousand well-chosen words, you can get by with anyone. And it gets even more interesting. If you take the top 1,000 words, really, 1,000 words, most common, most frequently used words, you will find they account for roughly half of everyday language use. That's why people who focus on the high frequency vocabulary start understanding more and faster. And it's amazing, that's half, and it's really statistically proven in any language. That was mind-blowing. When I found out about it, it really blew my mind, because with this way, I saw that actually learning can be easier and without so much pain. So that was the mind-blowing thing I said last week. And even I found this week on the updated ChatGPT and Google search that actually in English, with 1,000 words, can be responsible for up to from 75 to 80%, with 1,000 words, of the whole communication. If you are learning now English, look at this. 1,000 words can be not only 50%, but even 75, 80% of the communication, 1,000 most frequently used words. The 50% is generally for all languages. It's just really almost no exception from this. Yeah, we talk. Yeah, there are sometimes infinitives. Yeah, so you because of the person you have to change sometimes. In English, not maybe, but or there is a third person which changed, but in other languages can be more. But in most cases, this 30% of the oh, thank you, Eric, hello, how are you? Thank you very much for joining the video. I see it's written in French, so that's a challenge. Thank you. Anyway, so this half of the communication, half of the communication will be needed in English only with 1,000 English words. So that's the mind-blowing, that's the really mind-blowing things which really helped me push the language forward. My learning in German, yeah, like this, speak German, like also in Spanish. And now, with this in head, I'm taking on French language. I have never spoken French, I never learned French, and I don't understand anything in French. But I do know, with these methods, I can learn it to communicative level from 6 to 12 months, 1 year, yeah, from now, hopefully 1 year from now, and you can do it also. So, and that was about the frequency. So at least 50%, 1,000 words, at least 50% of the daily communication. But some researchers, when they search, went even 75% of the words, 1,000 words is 75% of the whole communication. Look, if you in the whole communication there is, like, say 5,000, 7,000 words, this 1,000 is going here, yeah, more than half, 50%, 75%. It's really incredible, yeah, it's really incredible. So then, yep, okay. And then that's mind-blowing, yeah. So 1,000. So then we know already that we don't need to learn 100,000 words, yeah. That was for me was for me mind-blowing. Do you have the English version, Eric? Yes, sir. That's the English one. I wrote it. You know, that's you mean for English learning? Okay. So this is where I shared my knowledge, how I learned German last time, and I'm thinking that it's really universal knowledge. So that's why I started these webinars, because the rules are universal, because I use them later for learning Spanish, and now I'm going to use the same ways to learn French. And I don't know anything about French, I can only barely read it and with mistakes, but yeah, vocabulary. But anyway, as I said, learning them in this 1,000 can solve 50% of the communication. Eh? If I will learn not 1,000 but 2,000, it's minimum 85% of the communication. Some say it's 90% of the communication. It's only 2,000 words. Yeah, but I think it is really mind-blowing, because then because look at this, English dictionary can have maybe 200,000 words, 400,000 words, or more like this, and still with 2,000 you can learn 80% of the communication. That's, for me, was mind-blowing. That's a huge shortcut. You just need to find these words. And last week I shared that you can find these words that are available now. And there now you will just need to write. Let me write in the chat. How can I write in the chat here? You just need to chat. Where is it? Oh, I cannot write. Can I write it like here? I can't. I will use my second profile. I cannot use my second profile. Yeah, just write this. I will use my second one. It's like, just type in Google, type in YouTube or Google the most frequently used words in, let's say, English. Or in French. or in, where is it? English was, yeah, English. What it could be? Which language would you like to learn? Tell me. What other languages? Can be Italian, can be German. Hey, German. So, this way, it's written backwards, sorry. Is it the book is written backwards? Let me, you know what, actually, maybe I will type, I mean, I didn't plan to do it, but I will just put there I will just put maybe the books. Let me tell you. Let's do like this. Let's do like this. I will just type here the link for the book, okay? I didn't want to do it, but I see now. So the screen is, wait, is it like this? Maybe you can see it. So I paste actually the link to the, because it's on Amazon. So if it's backwards, so it's, you see it backwards, yeah? Oh, I see. Ah, that's bad. Oops. Okay, sorry for this. So I typed anyway the book. Anyway, so in this book I share these methods which we are going now through on this webinar. So because I found it, I found how to easier learn German. I wrote the book German. It's really fresh now. When you show on the screen, I see, when I show on the screen, it's backwards, yeah? Ah, that's bad. Yeah, okay, yeah. So I typed now there is a link, return the book, but we cannot. We cannot. It will not work. Oh, that's bad, yeah, I don't know. The screen should show differently, okay. Sorry for this. But anyway, there is a link to in Amazon for this book, and then you can see it how it looks like. It's about Spanish. But anyway, on the way I learned also Spanish using the same methods, and now I want to learn French. Oh, by the way, somebody joined us. It's Luis. Hello, 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 Luis. Also, nice to see you here. Right. Anyway, so let's move forward. So now I mentioned that actually, either though the whole dictionary of English language have about 400,000 words, 500,000 words, it still shows that only 1,000 words is 50% of the communication, or even 70% of the communication. 2,000 words is 80% of communication. So that's really straightforward. How is easy to get to the communication level with vocabulary. Now, how can we do it? Some people being on this chat knows already this method because I'm using this. But now, how can we use and keep learning? Hello, Luis. Yeah. How can we now get into the learning of the new words? So, last week I said about the app called Anki Cards. Where is it? Let me show you. So there are only two things you may need to buy or pay in order to use the methods I'm now saying. So first of them is Anki Card flashcard. Anki mobile flashcards, Anki mobile flashcards. It's also, yeah, it's returned, but okay, it looks like this. The logo is like this, it's called Anki. Actually, I can also type here in the chat. So that's the app for learning. I mean, I don't have any commission for this, I'm using all the time Anki cards to write there all of those 1,000, 2,000 words. I'm writing them, sometimes 2 words, sometimes 5, sometimes 1. And I'm using flashcards to learn them every day. So that was reminding from the last week. And now, as I said, communication is speaking. Communication is speaking. It's not writing anymore. We can write, but anywhere on the world now it's extremely easy to just translate it with the one press of the button. Gmail comes to you and you just press the button and it's translated. Doesn't matter if it's French, Spanish, Polish, you can translate it with press of the button. And it will be only easier with written messages. And you can even send now a message in Russian if you want, or with probably Chinese the same, or Italian, just using the Google Translate or DeepL, because it's just not so easy. What is important now with communication and is going to be important in many years to come is speaking. So that's why with this I focused on learning to speak. And now let's go to the speaking part. Some of you can know it, but some of you don't. So that's why I'm here to share it. There is a app. The second thing, the first was Anki card, which can be free on the website, Anki, but on the app it costs once, I think $30 or something, and one for lifetime. And the second thing, which is very important, maybe you need to pay, that's the app called Tandem. That's not my app, I don't have nothing to do with this, but I'm using this actively to learn. And I did it for Spanish. And I did it for German. But being in Germany, I had the opportunity to learn German also speaking with real people. But what is nice with Tandem app, you can see the logo. I can also share this. Why not? Copy the link and paste it. By the way, I'm using the second account. It's different in Polish. It's Niemiecki z Rado Mir. It's a different account, which I created 5 years ago to also translate songs and translate the trailers for the movies, for the Bond, for Fast and Furious and so on, to translate them and using German and Polish, so to help Polish people to learn. And then in the same moment I created German with Rado Mir, just to do the same thing for English-speaking people. But anyway, so I'm now pasting this from this another channel. But anyway, what I wanted to say, that with this Tandem app, you can be exposed to the real language almost for free. The real language with native people. And with this, you just set your account. Let me show you mine. Let me show you mine. So that's my Tandem. I just set my account, put the picture, that's me and my family, pictures. But with family, just to show that it's not Tinder for me for looking for partners. It's just for learning. I just wrote there also what languages I speak, languages I want to learn, and there must be something, some kind of description. There must be about me, yeah. So apart from the picture, there's also where do I live in Germany, Trier, and what would you like to talk about? What's your ideal language exchange partner? What are your language learning goals? Yeah, for me it's communicative language. It was in Spanish, it was in German, and now it is in French. That's the French challenge for me, language challenge for me. So, and with this, we're setting up the account, and with this, you can search in all over the world people who wants to learn your language. And there will be somebody who wants to learn your language. Some people will search you to learn your language, and you can search people who you want to learn language from. For example, Spanish, from South America, why not? Or from Spain, yeah, if it's really Spanish. From Italy is 60 million people, why not? There is a lot of people who wants to learn Spanish, or French, or English, or German, a lot of them. In Germany, by the way, so that's why I started to learn also writing this book, because there's a lot of minorities in Germany. I'm one of them, being from Poland, but there is hugely big minority from Spain, and also from Italy. I met a lot of Italian people in Germany, and they just live fine. So it's okay. But I know also in USA, in New York, there's also a lot of Italian. So just the world becoming smaller, or it's more needed to communicate. That's why we are here. Yeah. And also French language is very spread all over the world. Yeah? When I wanted to find on Tandem also French speaking partners, there's a lot of people just contacted me from other parts of the world, from, for example, North Africa. For example, in Morocco, they speak French. In Gambia, Senegal, I believe also. Well, French Guiana for sure also in South America. So that's if you want to learn French, I want to learn French, it's really so easy to find a partner there. What it gives us is extremely good opportunity, which have never been possible before, to talk to the real people, talk to the real native people, native speaking people all over the world. That's unique. It have never been so easy before to do it. Yeah. So with this app, and then if you want, if you know somebody good there, you can also then switch to WhatsApp and just send messages on WhatsApp. Anyway, how do we do it? How do we communicate? So what I would do, I never write the messages. I mean, I write messages. Would you like to exchange? Send messages, but I ask there, would you like to send messages, spoken messages? Send messages, voice messages, because the communication is about speaking. It's not about writing. If it's about writing, it's so easy to translate. Not only there to speak. Not only there. Sorry about it. Anyway, what I want to say. So, not only writing. Writing is not only not needed so much, and it won't be needed so much, but speaking. And then, how do we do it on Tandem? On Tandem, we just send messages. And the easiest, which will not involve you all your time, is to send short messages, spoken messages. So my way is to do it with, oh, hello Nina, nice to see you there. Up, yeah, fantastic. So my way of learning is to send messages, voice messages. 1 minute, just 1 minute. It sounds really short. 1 minute in my language, which I'm offering. I'm offering normally English. And then 1 minute in the language I want to learn. And the second person is also sending 1 minute message in this person's native language, so I can learn, and 1 minute in the language this person wants to learn. This way, I can hear 1 minute of native, this time French. I can hear 1 minute of native speaking French, and this person can hear 1 minute of native speaking English. I'm not native, but with English it's totally different story. With other languages, there is possible that in all your life 90% of the English speaking people will not be native. USA 330 million, UK about 60 million, Ireland 5 million, 7 million, some Australia. It's no more than 450 million native speaking on the world where billions of people are learning English and want to speak English. So then probably all your life you will be exposed mostly to the people not native, so it's no problem. But anyway, with the tandem, it just involves this. 2 minutes, 1 minute in my language, 1 minute in the learning language, 1 minute from this person listening, from this person native language, 1 minute from this person learning language. So it means 4 minutes. It's in reality it's sometimes 2 minutes, 1.5 minutes. So it's in the end not 4 minutes, but let's say 6 minutes, 8 minutes. That's it, maximum 10. That's it, and it's done. 10 minutes and it's done, all speaking in one day. And trust me, it's better to do it just only this 4, 5, 10 minutes every day than to make it one time per week, 1 hour. It's extremely important to do it every day. You know, when you forget one day, it's maybe not such a big problem. Just do it next day. But don't skip it for 1 week, because the whole progress is based that the brain have always reminders of the language, and it can be only profitable for your brain and for your position and for your learning. Can be possible if you will do it every day. So this is what I do every day. Question from Luis: Do you learn to speak Spanish only send messages for 1 minute? No, I have few other ways which we are going to touch on each of this webinar. But actually sending these 1 minute messages pushed me to speak out my Spanish. Because otherwise, on the world, you are mostly listener. You turn on the movie, Hollywood movie, whatever, you only hear it. You're not speaking. You turn on the radio, you turn on the music. You are mostly listener. Yeah? But this tandem, this 1 minute, pushed me, my brain to work, to speak. And this is huge change. Even in school, not every child is speaking the language. On the 1 hour learning session, not everybody is speaking. Maybe they should, but they are pushed to do it. They don't want to do it. If you do it alone, you are responsible in front of yourself. I'm responsible in front of myself. Am I speaking or not? I will not just sit up. Let's pretend I speak some 1 minute in Spanish. Yeah, I just pretended. Nobody saw it. Yeah, nobody saw it. Good. No. It's about me, my responsibility. I want to learn. I wanted to learn Spanish, I wanted to learn German, now I want to learn French. And now, you can say, by the way, thank you very much, Luis, for a question. If anybody there have a question, please ask, please write. I will answer now, or I will write the answer later if the question will be asked later. The webinar will be available also. And now, the question can arise now. All right. But I'm not fluent in French. How can I send this 1 minute message in French? Very good question. So what I do now is I can write it, let's say in English, and just translate it to French, and this way I can read in French. And yes, there will be a lot of mistakes. Yes, maybe it will not be fully properly. But let me say one thing. Anytime you do something new in your life, it will not be perfect. But then you do it again, and it will be better. Then you do it again, better. And again. And again. Y otra vez. Und Wiederholung. Always repeat will only improve it. And this is how so we don't stop with the first failure. We don't stop with the first problems, we just keep repeating this every day. And then, why do we do it? Because this is training of muscles, of your mouth, of your tongue. because you need to train your mouth to form differently for the new language. Definitely English is not the easiest to speak out. It's not. Maybe it's very simple grammatic, it is, but to speak out is a little bit different when how you write it and how you read it. You know, how you spell it is differently. So is French also, yeah? I find German actually is easier to read, but let's say those languages are not so easy to speak. And then you need to train it. So that's why you need these practices of your muscles, of your mouth, yeah? How it moves. And even reading aloud, and that's the thing. You can take some newspaper in French and Spanish and try to look and read it and so on, but if you do it quietly, without any noise, you're just not practicing. That's why tandem is good, because you need to record the voice and send it to somebody. And this somebody have to hear it. So this way you train how to speak. You can ask question, how should I know how to speak out this French word, this German, this Italian, this English word? The answer for this is on the YouTube, where you write this, as I wrote in the comment, just type there, the most frequently used words in English, the most frequently used words in French, the most frequently used words in German, whichever language, Portuguese, and so on. If you write it there, you will see that there will be several videos where somebody recorded how do you speak out. So there will be word door, and somebody will say it, puerta. Or in German, die Tür. And then you can listen, and this way, this basic 1000 words will be spoken by somebody there. And this is, and you can hear pronunciation and repeat it, and this is how you also form. And when you need to write the message to the stranger on the tandem, you just write it and read it. And this is how you start. This several weeks, can take several weeks. And with this, you will be better and better with speaking out. I promise you this. Just be consistent and work with this. Yeah? How is it? The question. We have another question. Thank you. Do you prepare your voice messages? Yes, I do. So, in Spanish, I don't do it anymore. I don't prepare it. In German, I don't, but because now I'm fluent in both of them. But in French, oh yes, I do. And in Spanish, almost 3 years ago, when I started to send messages on tandem, I do had to prepare it. It's exactly the same I do it now in French. So I type it first on Google Translate or on DeepL. I type it first in, let's say, English, and it translated to me, and I see it, whoa, in Spanish, and I see, whoa, I wouldn't know that this is how we write it. And I just press it there to speak out, and Google Translate is trying to read it. Yeah, there is something. I see it one. And for me, it's helping when I see how it's reading, and I'm following with my eyes, how it's been read out. This is what is helping me. Yeah, it works for me. But if I'm better and better, after a few weeks, I'm trying to also make, and this is how I did with Spanish. I tried to make my short sentences in Spanish. And it was after literally 2 months of reading only, I started to make my little short sentences. And remember, every day I hear also from native speaker how he is sending messages to me. It's different than listening to the radio. It's totally different than listening to the news on YouTube or on TV. This is somebody saying, hello Rado Mir, hola Rado Mir. Or now, bonjour Rado Mir. Yeah? So this is different. Somebody is saying to me, so this, it means it's more personalized for me, and I'm more attached. I'm more personally connected with this. So this connection with somebody on other part of the world helps you also to push you also to learn, to listen and learn. Yeah? It's a commitment. It's a commitment. That's why it's also called the language challenge. So I do it. I strongly recommend you now, if you don't have it now, download the Tandem, set up your account, put there the picture, description, mostly in English. It will work. Even if you learn English, please put it as in English, translate it, put it in English, and find people. Its best would be to find and approach, at least 5 people. I usually approach like 20 people, 10, 20 people, because most of the people never answer you. Some of the people will answer you and then don't answer you again after 2-3 messages. That's okay. Maybe people are busy, maybe they had other things on their mind, maybe just give up, maybe they didn't want to learn. But then you can find also few people who are willing to learn with you, who are willing to hear your language and learn also from you. Yeah. So, and also keep you motivated and keep you learning. So this is what I do. And last year actually I was speaking with in Spanish more than 1 year with three people, all of them from Latin America. It was Frendy from Peru, Victor from Nicaragua, and Jordan from Cuban in Brazil. And with 3 of them, I was sending with each of them, just 1-minute messages in Spanish and in English. And then my Spanish improved dramatically, after this session. But in general, it took me half an hour, so it was a lot. It was a lot. But I did it 4 months, almost 4 months. I remember, actually, I made it until end of October, so it was really a lot of months. I sent this, and then I said, okay, let me start with one person. So I had one person. Then. It was because the most important is to do it every day, yeah, and to not making overwhelming. I prefer not to make it overwhelming, just as 1 minute, 1.5 minutes, 2 minutes for each of them, 1 minute, one minute, one language, the second minute in another language, and also from this partner, and then you can learn together. Even if in the beginning it's only reading, yeah. So I hope these tips also helps you. It really doesn't have to be expensive to learn, and it can be much faster than in school or courses. I have big respect for the teachers, and I hope some of the teachers can also apply some of the lessons, because I did really want to learn new languages in my life. I attended a lot of paid courses, which I paid with my own money, and I haven't been earning a lot of money at that time. But in that time, I spent the money to learn languages, and I couldn't do it. So I really hope that also some ways of this faster communicative will be applied by schools. Luis, I never learned English at my school. Oh, really? You didn't? Oh, but now you are getting very good. You are, writing very nice, very good. Yeah. But thank you for sharing, Luis. You are doing great. Maybe that's why, because you haven't been learning English at school. So now you are learning with your own motivation, with your own proper motivation. You can learn faster. And actually, I think the willingness is more important than the school method. If you want to do something, you will find a way. It's very true in business. I do have businesses. It's very true in the job also. I'm full-time employed. If you want something, you will find a way how to do it. And I'm very big fan of it. And I'm keep learning like this. And it's very possible in almost every age. So I'm not sure whether I'll be able to learn new language when I'll be 70 years old, but I can guarantee you that being 35 was possible, 40, 39, 40 is possible, and I'm going to prove also in this challenge that it will be possible for me. I'm 42. Yeah. Oh yes, I agree. Thank you, Luis. I agree. I learned English myself. Yes, true. By yourself. By yourself because you wanted this. Yeah. So this is, and with communication, speaking communication, we really move forward. Look, it will be like your speaking partner you meet every day for a 5 minutes a day coffee. 5 minutes a day, and you can become friends also, because you can exchange every day. Look, sometimes you don't contact your relatives every day. Sometimes you don't contact your brother, your sister every day because you are somewhere. And here will be somebody you can exchange informations every day. And this will be simple. This 1,000 words will cover probably most of the communication. This is life also. We talk about weather, about sport, about what we eat, about what we are going to do, about the work, maybe about the cars, and about the politics. That will be really covered in this 1,000. What I will encourage later will be learn 2,000, 3,000, and 4,000 words. But look at this, only 1,000 words will cover minimum 50%. 50% of the communication out of 100. Some researchers can say it's up to 70, 75%. This 1,000 words, 2,000 words will be at least 80%, maybe 90%, even, depends on the research. That's unbelievable. If you will be learning, 10 words per day, 10 new words, you can learn them 3,600 words in 1 year, in 12 months. That's more than needed, for example, for a communication. But what is very important, if you will be able to learn this 1,000 words, you will see that then it will start the real communication and the traction. And you will be moving to the next phase of learning. And I'm going to talk about it in this book also next week. Because this is so good, how can you use the first communication you are doing? Will be today we are coming to the end. If you have some just questions, please write me. I can answer them right away now. If it will be you will have on your mind other questions, please write me also here. I will get my notification. And then I will also get notification and I will answer it later. Next week we are going to move to the powerful ways how to use our communication. And yes, we need to keep doing every day. So I encourage you very hard now, please install this Tandem app. Yes, whatever it costs $20-30 or something but you can meet their friend and then move to WhatsApp and send the same messages just on WhatsApp between each other for free. Or WhatsApp or Messenger or other messengers. And then you can keep communicating. That's okay. It's a normal thing. But you can meet people on Tandem like this, and it's just native speaking. So I encourage you to do it, to make a profile, set a profile, and remember to write to your list, to the flashcards, this 1,000 words. You can do one per day. You can do 5, 10 per day. Just write it there, and then you have a base for learning. Now, the ways I'm learning, it doesn't have to apply to everybody. I do learn in the mornings. Why do I do it in the mornings? Because I do in the morning also my physical exercises. So I'm doing some, you can do push-ups, you can do pull-ups, so on. I do some exercises. I do running in the morning, not every morning, but I do running in the morning. I do some, maybe a little bit weightlifting, some exercises to wake up my body, to be fresh, to keep the blood circulating. And it's not only muscles, but also in brain, because this is what is needed also for your body to move. You're going to move all day. So this is why we do it in the morning. And this is why I also do the Anki flashcards in the morning to wake up my brain. And also I'm listening to messages and send the messages also in the morning to wake up my brain. I wake up my body with exercises or with running, and I wake up my brain with the Anki cards, flashcards, because it's really digging down to the memory and to trying to guess the words I just learned yesterday or 1 week before, or 1 month before. I'm doing this now also with French. Actually, I'm from time to time I also do it in Spanish and also in German, because I have it on my Anki cards also. And all of the words I wrote there myself. on the iPhone. I just wrote there myself because I like to do it this way. I see the cup, and I just write there, cup, and that's it, and I translate it. Yeah. We have another question. Thank you, Luis. How many words should I learn every day on Anki? Very good question. Thank you, Luis. So that will be magic number for everybody, because the most important is to learn every day. And if it will be extremely good for you if you do it every day, even with 3 new words. Look, even 3 new words every day can give you this 1,000 in 1 year. 3 new words. Yeah? If you would do 10 new words per day, and Anki will repeat, so in general you will go through also the words from yesterday, from week before, will be still learning your background, this new and words, and the new will stick to your brain. And then tomorrow, these words will be repeated and you are new. I'll tell you something, please. When I started to learn Spanish, I learned 25 to 35 new words per day. And for me, it was extremely nice. It was difficult, but I was just motivated myself, I need to do it. But in this way, I was just getting faster to the knowing of the vocabulary, which I can use then in interaction, in listening and to speaking on tandem. Yeah? But really, if you will be able to try from 3 new words a day, and then it will be repeated. If you will be comfortable with this, you can increase to 5 and to 10. And you will be master of the word in the new language. I encourage you to this, really. Thank you, Luis, for this question. And with Anki, you can make the progress extremely easy. With your YouTube, listening, you can do it every day and whatever you can cook, you can walk, you can drive, and you can listen to these words and repeat it to yourself. That's it. And this is how you learn, speak out this word, because each language have different pronunciation. And this is how I do it. And this is how I later was able to speak out the new first words, then short sentences with 2 words, 3 words, 4 words. And in the end, it went to the communication. Because the communication is words, speaking out words. Even with single words can be communication. Yeah, you can say something and even the words, and people on the other side will understand. Guys and girls, thank you very much for attending today. I invite you already today for the next event next week, because we are going to do it every week. If you like it, yes, please join me, and we'll go through next week. We'll get down deeper to the another ways to improve our learning. And in the meantime, please apply your tandem, set up your profile, also Anki cards. Remember about learning words every day. And on the tandem, please find your or send questions to the partners. Would you like to learn with me new language? Would you like to send voice messages to me every day? 1 minute messages, yeah? We can write. You can make a writing, but also listening will be much important and will be crucial for your learning. That being said, thank you very much for attending. I wish you all have a good day, have a good week next week, and I hope I see you next Sunday. So thank you and take care.